Good day everyone. Today we will be learning about exponents. Let's begin. What is an exponent? An exponent shows how many times a number is a factor. X raised to m. X is the base, while m is the power. Wherein x times x times x times x represent the m factors. Let's give an example. X squared equals x times x. X raised to 3 is x times x times x. B raised to 4 is b times b times b times b. Now let's move on to combining exponents. In order to add or subtract, you must have like terms. Now here's proof. Okay, let's give an example. X raised to m plus x raised to m equals 2x raised to m, while x raised to m plus x raised to m plus x raised to m equals 3x m. X raised to m plus x raised to m plus x raised to n equals 2x raised to m plus x raised to n. Let's move on to the laws of exponents. X raised to n times x raised to m equals x raised to n plus m. Now we'll see the product of power. When multiplying with exponents, you must add the exponents. X squared times x raised to 4 equals x raised to 2 plus 4 equals x raised to 6. Now here's to give you proof. X squared equals x times x, while x raised to 4 is x times itself 4 times. So x times x multiplied by x raised to times itself 4 times equals x raised to 6. Now we'll move on to the power of a product. You must apply the power to each factor, and you must simplify. For example, 3ab squared equals 3 squared a squared and b squared equals 9a squared b squared. For example, 2abc squared equals 2 squared a squared b squared c squared equals 4a squared b squared c squared. Now 4ab cubed equals 4 cubed a cubed b cubed equals 64 a cubed b cubed. Now let's move on to the power of a power, wherein raising an exponent to a power, you must multiply the exponents. Now here's proof. X squared cubed equals x raised to 2 times 3 equals x raised to 6. X squared cubed equals x squared times x squared times x squared equals x raised to 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals x raised to 6. Now let's talk about the quotient of powers. So when we are to divide the exponents, we must subtract the exponents. Let's give an example. X cubed over x squared equals x raised to 3 minus 2 equals x raised to 1, or simply x. Here's proof. X raised to 3 over x raised squared equals x raised to 3 minus 2 equals x. X raised to 3 is equal to x times itself 3 times, while x squared equals x times x. Continuation. X times itself 3 times over x times x. We may cancel out like terms, which leaves us with x over 1, or simply x. Remember, we must subtract the exponents. Now let's move on to the power of a quotient. Now we must find the power of the numerator and the denominator, and we must always remember to simplify. A over B cube it is shown that the denominator cannot be 0. Continuation. 2A over B cube equal to 2 cube over a cube over b cube. Remember, the power applies to everything inside the parentheses. 2 cubed a cubed over b cubed. Now we'll talk about the zero exponent. This means that anything raised to the zero power is always equal to 1. Let's give examples. X raised to 0 equals 1, a raised to 0 equals 1, b raised to 0 equals 1, and xy raised to 0 equals 1. Now here's proof. X cubed over x cubed is equal to x raised to 3 minus 3 equals x raised to 0, which is also equal to 1. Now we'll talk about the negative exponent. Wherein a number raised to a negative power is always its reciprocal. Let's give some examples. A raised to negative 2 equals 1 over a squared. 1 over a raised to negative 2 equals a squared. Now I will show you the proof. 1 over a raised to negative 2 equals 1 over 1 over a squared. This whole thing said that a fraction is a division problem. And when you divide by a fraction, you must flip the fraction and multiply. Now we'll show you other examples. 1 over a raised to negative 2 is equal to 1 over 1 over a squared, which is equal to 1 times a squared over 1, which is equal also to a squared. Here's the definition. O raised to 0 is undefined, where this could be any number. We must remember that a raised to n times a raised to 0 is equal to a raised to n plus 0 equals a raised to n. Let's give an example. 4x cubed y raised to negative 3 times 4x squared y equals 4 times 4 times x cubed times x squared times y raised to negative 3 times y equals 16 times x raised to 3 plus 2 times y raised to negative 3 plus 1 equals 16 x raised to 5y negative 2 equals 16 x raised to 5 over y squared. Let's give another example. 9x cubed y cubed over 3xy raised to negative 4 raised to negative 1 equals 9 over 3 times x cubed y cubed over xy raised to negative 1 times negative 1 equals 3x raised to 3 minus 1 times 3y raised to 3 minus negative 4 times negative 1 equals 3x squared raised to 7 raised to negative 1 equals 3 raised to negative 1 times x squared raised to negative 1 times y raised to 7 raised to negative 1 equals 1/3 times x raised to negative 2 times y raised to negative 7 equals 1/3 times 1 over x squared times 1 over y raised to 7 equals 1 over 3x squared y raised to 7. Thank you all for listening to our explanation today about exponents. We hope you learned a lot.